Hi, this is Kelly from New York City's Hands-On Tech team. Today I'm going to be talking about AdWords. If you are accepted into the Google for Nonprofits program, you're allocated up to $10,000 a month in AdWords money. This is a fantastic opportunity for you as a nonprofit, so today I'll be talking about how we can optimize that for you. This training is going to cover how the AdWords platform works, how AdWords works in conjunction with the Google for Nonprofits program, how to use it effectively once you're approved for Google grants, and on top of that, some basic metrics and account maintenance. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what is AdWords. I want to show you a quick video to help conceptually understand how AdWords reaches billions of people around the world with Google search. So you can see from the video that a needy nonprofit halfway around the world was able to reach out to someone in France to get the supplies that they needed. In this example, it was coats. So before we dive into the nitty-gritty of the AdWords platform, I want to set you with a foundation. The user, you, anyone you know, goes to the Google search engine and they type in words or phrases that are associated with what they're trying to look for on the internet. Those are the keywords. From there, they find a text-based advertisement on the search page, and if that advertisement appeals to them, they click on it and it brings them to your website. So again, before we go into AdWords, which is sometimes described by new users as complex or intimidating due to the amount of targeting features, I want to bring it back to the beginning and make it as painless as possible. So I'm going to ask you to use your tunnel vision and stick with me. So I want to ask you right now, how do people find your organization? After conversations with several nonprofits, I hear a lot of word of mouth, online communities such as Facebook, or organic search results, etc. It's very important that you as a nonprofit build a presence on Google search. Think about it. When you're looking for something but aren't quite sure how to find it, where do you go? You go to the internet and you search for it. You want to get involved because people already have a buy-in when they're searching for something. If you've ever heard of the consumer buying cycle, there are multiple psychological steps before a person, such as yourself, purchases something. Think about it. You have an interest, you then research the product, and then you go and move forward with the purchase. Well, remember, if a person types in donating to an art nonprofit in New York City, and you happen to be an art nonprofit in New York City, then you're halfway there. All the user needs to do is your name, your website, and your donation information. So we see here, this is a basic Google search page. A common question I get is that, will my ads show up on Yahoo, Bing, Ask, any of these other search engines? No, they will not. AdWords is specifically for Google search engines alone, but be rest assured that 80% of online searches around the world are done on Google. So you can have a lot of confidence that you'll reach the target audience that you want to reach out to. In this particular Google search, we're using the Google search term donate books. There are two kinds of search results that are coming up here, organic and sponsored. The sponsored results are those highlighted in the yellow along the right-hand column. You'll also see the word ads notated in very small gray lettering. Google is great at being honest and letting the user know which ads are ads and which are not. Under the yellow sponsored ad are the organic search results. Again, not the yellow sponsored ads, but the white area underneath that. So there's a lot of variables that go into organic search results, such as context of your page, something called metadata underneath your page and the HTML, where the user comes from to reach your page, historical data, etc. You're not going to focus on these items today because the organic search results and the AdWords search results, or the sponsored search results, are totally separate than the organic search results. So just to be very clear, the yellow and the right-hand side column are totally separate than the center white area. The organic search results are actually democratic in a sense where you can actually pay to show up in those search results. Those are totally made up of external variables, while the sponsored results or the AdWords results actually are a combination of how effective they are as advertisements in addition to a particular bid you put on each ad. So you decide how much you want to pay each time a user clicks on that ad, and that makes it more valuable to the system. You as a nonprofit are limited to $1 per click, but it's really great because Google doesn't charge you for every time it shows up. They only charge you when a user actually takes interest in the ad and goes ahead and clicks on it. Okay, so one thing I really want you to focus on from a nonprofit perspective is that AdWords wasn't created just for nonprofits. Actually, far from it. It was created for corporations, small businesses, anyone that's looking to spend money to optimize their business in Google search results. So here I took two kinds of search results. On the left-hand side, I just searched for things to do in New York City. And you can see that these are all corporations. They all have very exciting call to actions to get involved with their particular business. And on the right-hand side, I looked up volunteering in New York City. Now, not to say that volunteering isn't just as exciting, but you have to remember that corporations spend thousands, millions of dollars on optimizing their AdWords account because that's a great way to reach people through Google search. So just remember that you should look to corporations to seek advice and tips and tricks to optimizing your nonprofit account to the best it can be. So there are two ways that corporations are using AdWords, one of which is directing to e-commerce websites. So like at Amazon, AdWords is really great for them because a user can click on their ad, go to their site, and then order the many products on their website. So if you sell anything on your website, that's really fantastic. But from a nonprofit perspective, you can also sign them up for a newsletter or anything you can do within your website, or sign up for volunteering. Another really great way that small businesses use AdWords is driving local people to your website. So a lot of people use Google Maps and they search for it on the Google search and they find local businesses. So it's really powerful if you're a new business to get people that are looking for your service in the area. Same is true for nonprofits. So it's a great way to find people locally, and I'm going to teach you later on how to target people from a particular zip code. So I touched a little bit on this before, but I want to be very, very clear what happens when you actually click on the ad. It's going to direct you to the website configured for that particular ad word, as we can see here. So they click on an ad for nature.org, and it brings them to nature.org's website. We're going to learn a little bit later how to configure the AdWords platform so that you can be very specific for the end user. For example, if it's a volunteering ad, you'd want to bring them to your volunteering page opposed to your home page, because ultimately we want to make it easier for the end user and give them exactly what they want with as little digging as possible. So just to reiterate, how can nonprofits use AdWords? You can reach users that are interested in your organization and direct them to your home page, donation page, volunteer page, and essentially any page that's involved with getting people involved with your mission and your vision. So you can reach people in a very, very small targeted audience, like I mentioned, the zip code, or you can reach everyone around the world. There's a lot of configuration settings in AdWords. Today we're really only going to talk about location, but you can also configure language, time of day, and so much more. And then finally, you can monitor your account performance and track results. Google wants to reassure that the user's keywords, or the words that they type into the search bar, bring them to a web page that will ultimately assist them in achieving their goal, whether that's volunteering, donating, or finding a new pair of shoes.